Hydra versus Dream.
It is the 10 players map choice. It is Yonsu, and to the bottom left, the Zerg player for CGN spawns in red. It is Hydra, forcing that third game. And suddenly at the top right we have his opponent successful on map number 1 on Altasim Stronghold. As for Team MVP Dream, the last Terran player.
This is really tense for Terrans, man. I mean, you and I have said this so much already. Mech is so good on this map. Dream is really good at Mech. And he's good at harassment, he's good with drops, he's good with bio. We saw him try to fight his way back into that previous game with that good harassment that I always talk about with this player, whether he's playing in Pro League or he's playing in GSL or he's playing in GSTL. No matter what, since the beginning of this guy's career, he's been excellent at that. But against Zerg, for some reason, today bio has not been his winning style. It cost him this very same third map in the previous series, and it wasn't even really like, it wasn't like he made one mistake here or there like it was with his mech games that cost him, but it was really just that Hydra outplayed him when he was playing bio, and I want to see him switch it up and play mech here. If I'm Hydra right now and I see Stem being researched or I see a bio coming out, I'm like, I did this already once before. I beat you already on this map once before. I will do it again.
I mean, the problem that he had on the last map was just that Daedalus Point is a difficult wall. That's why Banelink Busts are so successful. We saw that also with the True earlier against Ryang. Right, I would love to see mech, but, well, bio is also not too bad on this map. You can really drop a lot of those locations. I just think that him dominating the first few games, that was also a result of the execution that we saw him use with Hellions and also with Banshees. And I am not quite sure if he just played that better than his bio style later, or if it was just like Hydra being a little bit more vulnerable to that style. But this pressure that we saw from him, I would like to see that again, because it was just so fun to watch.
Okay, he's doing the bunker again,
yeah,
which he did in the mech games.
Exactly, that's what he did back then as well.
This was the game where, though, he didn't get any damage done with the bunker. The same we see here, where the drone already spots him, and he's taken way too many losses on that SCV already. The Reaper will come over and rescue, but I don't know if he's actually going to be able to finish it this time.
No, he's not going to finish. Like, he was trying, but...
Well, he will finish it, but like he can't repair very much with only 15 hit points.
Yeah, he might actually be able to finish that now.
This almost looks like the same. Like, remember he jumped the drone onto the extractor right when the Reaper came? This is starting to look like almost the exact same game.
Okay, so there's the command center. The bunker is done.
We'll start a factory at home.
How many Zerglings can he kill here? He's already forcing more Zerglings out of Hydra than Hydra wants to build. That's definitely a fact. And he's starting to kill the Zerglings too. The first one going down. Reaper number 2 already on the way. And back at home we have the reactor and the factory.
Reaper number 2 arrives here. Yeah, and he's going to fight the Queen a little bit. Probably should go for Lings. Yeah, it does go for Ling instead. And the SCV actually not being targeted or harassed at all.
Nice.
So.
He's trying to get that one additional drone. Doesn't really get it, but he's starting to take away a few of his opponent's Zerglings here. Salvages the bunker then.
Yep, gets off the salvage. And with the Queen off creep, he's going to get another ring here for sure. Maybe even 2. No, goes for the drone instead. Not going to get that. It's too far away.
But he denies the drone for a little bit. And another command center. Looks like we might see bio again from him. Yep. Going into that third
opening.
CC here.
Same exact opening he did on this map last time. I mean, when you practice a build like this for one opponent, I mean, it's the same opponent too. It's not even just like it's another Zerg in the group and it's the same map. It's the same Zerg, it's the same opponent, it's the same map, it's the same spawning locations. Why not go with what works, or at least you thought was going to work? That was a good cancel there.
There we go. Loses 2 SCVs, but that's about it. Important thing was really the lift in the supply depot here. If that is lowered, then the Zerglings get into the main base, and that spells disaster. But now we have the third base started for Hydra. We see Stim for Dream. We have the first few Hellions together with the Reapers to push creep back.
I want to see if Hydra's seen that third CC. His Overlord's very close. I bet he has. And he starts at third base.
He went to the right, and I'm very sure he spotted that because he had the Overlord hovering already at the ramp, and he moved in a little bit to see what's going to happen right next to the bunker.
His third base is getting closer to being finished. Looking at units lost, losing those 2 SCVs actually kind of evens things out. But he did have to make some extra Zerglings, which is not what you want. He's going to poke across the map with Hellions and Reapers. Will not be able to do a ton of damage at this base. Although he's going to poke for it, and he's going to deny the creep for a while. Good micro on the Reaper. I'm seeing it on the minimap. Meanwhile, this is really going to run by. Will actually require a few more units, and he is actually going to start losing SCVs as natural again. Well,
yeah,
just two.
Loses one, loses two. 6 workers killed in total by Hydra. I mean, that's a decent start for the Zerg player. You know, Hydra is playing this quite safe. He has so far a really good position. He's just droning up. There's not a lot of pressure from Dream that he has to worry about. An Overlord goes down. That's a win for Dream for sure. But we have more Zerglings being built. That speed upgrade is there. Can the Hellions get in? That's the question. And the Queens are actually already all damaged.
Low. They both have transfuse energy though. So he's not going to be able to kill one. But the Reaper gets in the main, sees no lair here. Will not be able to see the lair at the natural either because he gets picked off. I think that Hydra was able to identify as well that there was stim researched with that Overlord that died in the north. So now he's confident he's up against the same build. Starts the 1-1 upgrades for his melee units, so he definitely knows. Both players upgrade starting at almost the exact same time. Stim nearly done. More barracks being added. Dream not doing as much damage, I guess, as he would like. Well, the game is very even. And this is going to be cool to see how things differ this time versus the first time. Because we're back to where we started.
The one thing that's definitely the case here, if you think about the first game, Hydra got a much faster attack into Lair because he wanted to get those mutalisks out. And that's not the case this time. He's playing a little bit safer, he's playing just a little bit more focus on his economy and his upgrades because he's getting that 1-1 out right now. But also Dream struggled in the first series that they played here to get his third into position, and so far he doesn't really, he didn't get the chance to do that. So let's see what he can do here. Also, does he get then the missile turrets that he's going to need against the Spire Tech? Will he identify the Spire Tech if there is once again Spire for Hydra, which we of course can safely assume given what he so far has been produced?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he doesn't get Spire, then he's playing a weird style, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
Like he's going to sneak a Banelings or something. He's going to do a true. He like tries to rush infestors. I'm like, well, that's not going to be good against drops, man. Well, I mean, he's got to add it as soon as his lair's done. Baneling speed comes first because that's really important against possible move-outs on his creep. There's the Spire. Macro hatch as well for extra links. And I'm liking Hydra's position here. Dream has a third base. It's a third base that you see Terran players normally take on this map against the Zerg. But it's a little bit exposed to Mutalisks. He needs to make sure he doesn't undercommit to turrets. Last time he had a bunker behind his command center that was full with Marines, but that was all he had, and it wasn't enough once the Mutalisk count got higher, so he's going to want a turret or two.
I like Hydra's position a lot more than I like Dream's right now. He's getting a fourth base. That Spire is on the way. He has the 1-1 attack upgrade done before Dream. He can go into +2/+2. Does it right away. Has also, as long as the Terran player doesn't attack here, he might even just add the Infestation Pit and go into a faster Hive Tech. Right now, this creep spread is good enough to keep the Terran player a little bit at bay and force scans out to force the creep tumors back. So Hydra is in a very, very good position here.
This is
Lings at that third base of Dream.
Lings at the third base, and he loses a few more of his Marines here, weakening the push.
Oh my
There's no answer,
God,
there's no wall,
nothing.
There's no bunker. Well, there's a bunker here, but actually the bunker works out quite well for him.
Yeah,
it's funny as it turns out. But
bunker has a good position there. I didn't see that at first. I thought the Zerglings were just able to kill workers, and 10 killed. That means 4 additional ones to the ones they already took down earlier.
He used that bunker in the previous series for not only the Ling defense, but the Velos run-bys. But he didn't get his Zerglings to a good position for this round, and the Marines were able to get inside. This is really annoying that he can't mine from here, but with a few more Lings, he's going to push this back, and once his mutas come out to push the medevacs away, that's going to be the end of that. And Dream might even... he doesn't have enough army to even go down and kill the collapsible rock tower, for example, you know, to stop Ling run-bys. That Queen is really on the chase.
What is that Overseer doing?
Dying.
Yeah, I guess so.
Here come those mutas finally. The 5 of them will push this back.
Yeah, mutalisks are pushing this back, and now the question really is going to be, when will we see Infestation Pit? When is that going to come into play? Because Dream so far is trying to chase the upgrades of Hydra. Is trailing behind a tiny little bit. It's always going to be an even upgrades, and unless he hits again super clutch timing, and I don't see that happening.
Ooh, that was a great shot on the Widowmine.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It's
but
too hard to click on.
When is the Hive going to come into play? Because Dream is going to get ahead with the 3-3 a little bit, and that's usually when Terran players are getting quite strong. So Hydra wants to get that Hive Tech out there. But now he has the Mutalisk, and look at the minimap, like how well he's positioned with Overlords, with Creep spread here.
He's getting a Spine and a Spore at his 4th base. I really, really like that, because that's one of the places that Dream keeps attacking him over and over again, where he can just lower onto the low ground. And this location here, with all these Banelings, could be a very bad situation for Dream, because the Mutalisk support is there, and this time he's going to be able to kill that bunker with Banelings if he chooses to. Needs to pull the Mutas back, does kill the Marines in the bunker. That was actually not as good as it could have been, I feel.
Yeah, I could have done that a little bit better, especially since he started fighting Marines with Mutalisks only. A lot of those Banelings were still on the low ground, since there were a few bio units that he didn't account for.
Didn't connect with all those SCVs like he would have wanted to. He could have easily done. He went and attacked Marines instead.
One of the things that Dream didn't do yet, though, he didn't start +3/+3, and you really want to get those upgrades, because the Zerg player is happy to play 2-2 versus 2-2. He will do that 6 days to Sunday if you give him the opportunity. Then he has to never go into the Hive. There comes the +3 attack upgrade now.
Yep. This is way too many. Well, yeah, that was a great Widowmine shot, but way too many Mutalisks to deal with.
Those
if he doesn't spit his Marines perfectly, like better than perfect. Widowmine shot goes off here, but doesn't get a lot of hits. Now he's starting to lose Medivacs.
Gets all the Zerglings.
This is looking terrible for Dream.
It's only 12 Marines, but with Stim and the Medivac support, they can throw that back, but the ground forces are coming into play once more. Here come those Lings pressuring Dream back.
He has the momentum here, and he's rolling with it. There's the Thor shots that are going to push the Mutas back.
And
Another command center.
There's no ground support anymore. There's no ground support, but a couple of Zerglings are already active in the middle line.
Too many.
37 Harvesters. Why is there not a single Marine in this bunker? 3-3 has been started. That helps, but still.
Overseer speed being researched right now to help out against the Widowmines that are giving him a little bit of trouble.
85 worker supply against 50.
4th base.
Those mules.
Yeah, 4th base being attempted to land over here. He's
oh,
gonna
the
lose.
Thor! Thor goes down. Oh my god, this is getting nasty. Lings are running in.
That Widowmine shot.
Versus Mutalisk. The Mutalisk actually very low in hit points, and he's losing a lot of them. Nice spreads here.
I can't believe he's actually committing this. I mean, he's almost pushed through, but still, he's fighting against Widowmines, now turrets over here. Here come the Banelings, though!
Oh, Banelings going in once again, and the SCVs are nearly gone. That bunker is still alive. 43 of workers killed.
Yep, there's way more Zerglings coming through here. Dream
is hanging on to a threat.
He's going to lose the CC. Base. He's not mining to the top left. Dream is falling apart, Kelder. I don't know what's going on in his head, but it's not what he wants.
Against 72 army supply. Oh, God.
He might actually type out here because there's way too many units coming over to his base now. All it's going to take is a group of Banelings. He might even just be able to kill the depots with his Mutalisk. He doesn't even need Banelings right now. 50 Zerglings.
He breaks through. He breaks through the Lings into the main base. There's the gap, and he's using it. The 2 Widowmines should not be able to do enough here. They get a couple of kills, but is it going to be enough? I don't think so.
Doesn't look like the production is capped.
Oh, God, this is it. This is game. This
3 Terran players will be in Code S. GG Hydra will advance along with his Zerg buddy. And Hydra and True advance to Code S. No Terrans advance from Group K today.
It's going to be the 3 Musketeers. It's going to be Pyong, Supernova, and Maru.
This is, I think, not only the lowest Terran representation. Well, it's definitely the lowest Terran representation we've ever had, but I think it's the lowest representation of any race we've ever had. Did we ever have less than 4 Zergs?
No, I think it was at some point 6 Protoss, which was the lowest, actually.
And now we have 3 Terrans only. What a season this is creating to be. 15 Protosses, 3 Terrans, and... Wait, no, it's not... Yeah, 15 Protosses, 3 Terrans, and 18 Zergs.
What?
Or... No, not 18. 15. No, 14. 14 Zergs, yeah.
Are you
I was thinking 36. I was thinking there was 36 players.
Are you sure it's 14, Wolf?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Okay. I am. I am sure now. Now that I thought about it, now that I realize it's 32 and not 36, my brain's like going around in circles. Yeah. I'm sure we're going to see all sorts of graphics and reminders of who is going to be in Code S now, though.
Guys, it's 3 Terran players in Code S. That's it. And we're going to have a look at our Code S players. Graphic is coming up right now, so let's have a look. This is, first of all, of course, the results of today. Again, Hydra and Drew advancing.
You know what?
I have to admit, I didn't believe in it after Dream took the first map. I was sure he was going to get out, but nope, it's 2 Zergs.
You know what? I feel like even though Ryung fell down all the way into 4th place and he was only able to take 1 map, I feel like the biggest disappointment out of this whole group was definitely Dream. He could have done so much more. He had such great games, especially in the first series, that most people would argue he should have won. And then he fell out and did not make it. Neither Terran advancing. 3 Terrans, 15 Protoss, and 13 Zerg. So that makes 31 players. And Jokchi dropped out, so that's why. And that's why there's a missing slot there. So I guess we might have a wild card, or I'm not sure how that's going to be handled. Maybe his group just is an empty hole. I guess that'll be decided later. But
I mean, here you can see we have an amazing Protoss lineup. Let's just be honest about this for a second.
If you read
these player names, that's the who's who right there. For Zerg, it's basically the same story. We have a couple of players in there that nobody really expected. I mean, Head is not the player that you would associate, or Pet or Dark, or even, I feel even True and Hydra a little bit are not the players that you immediately associate if you think about Code S.
Yeah, you really think about Su, Sulky, Curious, Symbol, Lenok, Roro, Solar, Life, and DRG. The bottom right 4 players, Pet, Dark, True, and Hydra, those are the 4 where you think, oh, they must have had some Terrans in their group.
Yeah, Maru and Byung, Supernova, those are the 3 Terrans, the 3 Musketeers, if you so will. They have to really go strong for their race here.
I want to see all sorts of awesome graphics about them being the final 3. And how long can they make it? I think Maru is going to go deep in this tournament. Supernova can as well. But Byung, I'm not so sure. I'm not so convinced he's going to make it far this tournament. I think the Protoss lineup is stacked. Not a single player in there. I think the weakest player out of the whole Protoss group is Ruin. Maybe him or Stats. Everyone else looks like, whoa.
Yeah, Zess was someone that I didn't see in there either, but he played a really strong group. The same is true from Youngsik.
And Panic had a great group as well to get in, so the players like Classic and SOS really impressed. Myungshik as well, Sora. Those players are the ones you're like, I cannot, if they didn't get out of the group, you'd be like, what? You know?
I mean, it's a little bit insane for me that we have actually such a distribution with only 3 Terran players. That is absolutely unheard of. That
when I looked at this group, crazy. I thought at least one of them is going to make it through, I think. I mean, after especially the Dream match, remember in the beginning I was like, well, I think that both the Zergs are going to advance probably, but I'm not sure. Then the Dream match happened, and I was like, no, Dream's going to get through.
Game number 1 that Dream played against Hydra, he shut on Hydra. I mean, he crushed him. I have very rarely seen a Zerg player getting so destroyed. And then, game after game, Hydra got stronger, Dream got weaker, whatever it was. The games ended in favor of Hydra, and if you beat a player twice in a best-of-3 series, you deserve to advance, and that's basically it.
It's just for me, like, after watching that game especially, the first game, and then the second game too, I just couldn't believe it that Dream wouldn't get out of here.
Yeah.
I just couldn't even believe it. I'm still kind of in shock that we only have 3 Terran players. Even though if I look at it group by group by group, it's not even about balance or anything. It's just about the Terrans and the groups they were in, and some luck-based things, and as well, just like who they faced. They had really tough opponents in their groups. Protoss is really strong right now in general against Terran, and then suddenly, like, we just have like only 3 Terrans, and it's just like a crazy situation. Not even all of it. I mean, I don't think it's most related to balance at all. I think it's more so just like the way that the groups went, and it's kind of insane. Like,
well, there's a pretty big balance discussion going on because there was someone stating that apparently all the Terran players that advanced did not have to beat a Protoss player to get there, which is just an added nitpick, I feel. So it's definitely a huge controversy that's going on right now. But the situation as is 3 players in Code S that are Terran, and everybody else is either Zerg or Protoss, and especially the Protoss players have a huge amount of your players in there. So this was Code A, guys. Code S is going to be super interesting.
Yeah, it's been a really awesome season, and I've enjoyed it. We had like a lot of groups.
Yep.
It was a new format, and I'm glad we got to cover all the games as well. All the matches were broadcast.
Yeah, that was awesome. I was really happy about that because that was not planned from the beginning. So we had all the matches, all the groups. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed Code A.
Yeah, it's been a great season. You can follow the 2 of us on Twitter. I'm ProxyWolf, he's Calder. Do you have anything else to add before we end this season?
Well, I'm excited for Code S. Even though we have only 3 Terran players, I'm excited to see how they're going to do. I hope that you guys enjoyed the show. We're going to see you guys next time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.